AM 560. The Answer.
Chicken!
You can't handle the truth. The prince, he was the prince of poverty. Now he's the king of the welfare, Roach.
The strategy involves enrolling large numbers of people into the welfare system. As many people as it takes to overwhelm and strain the system until it collapses. Everyone enrolled into the welfare system is
91% of Americans subsidized from the true cost of what ghetto care, Obamacare, the Anti-Affordable Act really costs. This is, do you see it now? Can you figure it out? Boy, Barack Obama, where are you from? Where were you from?
also used as an army to carry out the destruction of the current system.
Boy, that sounds a lot like what's going on, huh? The stealing and the yelling and the breaking and the throwing at the federal ICE agents. It sounds like now. Is this dirty whore, Cloward, is she dead yet? Or is it Piven? She's Piven. Francis Piven, husband was Cloward. He died a while ago. I think this dizzy bimbo's still alive.
They are registered to vote and instructed on how to vote. They are organized and mobilized and made to appear as grassroots organizations demanding more from the system. The ideal outcome of the Cloward-Piven strategy is to collapse the current system. According to their theory, this will compel the government to implement a universal basic income.
Or we could just say, right here, dial 1-800 right here. Glenn in Orlando.
Yeah, hey, Shaun, not to worry. My car is loaded with bags of Doritos and Fanta Orange.
Oh, that'll keep them off.
I'm going to be helping those.
Yeah, you got a sunroof? You throw it out of the sunroof, it'll confuse everybody.
And don't worry, they might lose a little weight, but we'll still keep them healthy.
Oh, yeah, very good. Am I going to see you now? Saturday?
What do you mean?
Freedom Summit.
I'm coming. Yeah, I'm coming to Freedom Summit, yes.
All right, because we got Ben Carson, we got Scott Jennings, we got Mike Gallagher, and I'm hoping I see you. Did you get your ticket?
Yeah, I have the ticket. So.
Do you know where you go? See, because I was supposed to read it during the commercial. I'm going to read it right now, okay? Go to freedomsummitchicago.com, freedomsummitchicago.com. All right?
Got it. I'm good to go, Shaun. We'll see you a week from Saturday.
I'll see you up there. You'll be the car with the Doritos hanging off your trunk. Very good. Jeff in Palatine.
Yeah, hi, Shaun. Shaun, I want to ask you something. I'm pretty sure Mulvaney is going to win. But is he going to have to swear? Isn't he going to have to swear in the Bible?
Jeff, you've listened. Have you listened to me? Have you listened to the show before?
I haven't lately.
Okay, so here's the thing you got to keep in mind. A liar and a scumbag, a communist, a Marxist, a socialist, can never give their word, their oath. It doesn't mean anything what he swears. He could swear on Charmin to me. Doesn't matter. Right? How does a scumbag... You know, this whole thing is held together by what they pretend to give people through welfare, dignity, and character. Nobody... Listen, and I said this years ago, Jeff. I'll never forget. I was newly... The kids were little. My wife, it was before Christmas. Go out. You got to go to Caputo's. You got to get something. You know, it's Christmas Eve. You can imagine this? Christmas Eve. I go to Caputo's. And I'm working my ass off. You know, I'm still worried about trading. This is when I traded back then. You got all this stress on. Park the car. You're a million miles away. I go in, and the lady before me, because I was looking at what she had on, because I was, at the time, I'm terrible at buying gifts for the old lady. You know what I mean? She had on this camel coat. This camel coat that I saw at Nordstrom's back in the day, $3,200 for the camel coat. She had on the riding boots. She had a Louis Vuitton bag that I could not afford, and I was making money. Louis Vuitton bag, $5,700. She pays, and she pulls out, back then it was an EBT card. They didn't make it look like a Visa. It said EBT. She paid with the EBT. Now I asked the cash register. She goes, I see it all the time. All the time. She goes out to the parking lot, and she pops open the trunk of a GMC Denali. I walked by, I said, you're a disgrace. You're a fracking disgrace. This is when the GMC Denali was $50,000, when that was a lot of money. You drive a $50,000 car, you got $10,000 worth of garbage on your back, and you're using food stamps? And now you're going to go feed the rest of your family who's probably on the way to the house, not knowing that you have inadvertently turned them into welfare roaches too? So this is a character flaw. You think that dizzy bimbo from 2002 could take an oath on a Bible to be a decent person and not realize she's a rat? What do you think?
No, she's just a rat, like you said.
Exactly. So what does it care? What do you care? This guy at least has the decency to tell you, I am a socialist traitor to your country's beliefs. Elect me. And morons known as Democrats said, okay. That's why secession is the answer. Thank you very much, John. Philip. Missouri.
Hello, Shaun.
Hi, Philip.
Hey, I just wanted to tell you I love your show.
Oh, thank you, babe.
Obama's been pulling the strings this whole time, and just stop and think. All the elderly voters, independent and conservatives, that voted for him, not knowing he was a Marxist in 2008. That's just mind-boggling.
So Philip,
hey,
the problem with him pulling the strings is, if you've ever, I was lucky enough to know somebody that worked with him when he pretended to be a lawyer. When you know him, he's not smart enough to pull the strings. He's an asset. This is truly, there's a great book, Philip, and I had the author on yesterday. His name is Seamus, his first name. It's called Control Oligarchs. And when you understand that this Cloward Piven, when you look at her name is Frances Piven. When you look at her name, you could go back to the 60s and the 70s. She was a communist then. And she would argue and lose on a regular basis. She would always argue with Milton Friedman and Thomas Sowell. And she would be dismantled. She was a communist. This is something that's been in the works since Karl Marx's book was discovered here in America. So I'd like to blame it on him. He's an asset, and he's a very good one. He is a very, very good one. But he's not smart enough. And this is the problem. This is a conglomerate that wants to make money. Think of what the trillions of dollars, crooked healthcare providers, crooked insurance companies just made from Obamacare. Now think about the green energy. You're talking, Philip, trillions of dollars. Barack Obama added $30 trillion to the debt since he was president. And we've got double the amount of people on welfare, double the amount of people on subsidized health care, triple, quadruple. Who even knows? 91% of the country is being subsidized. He did exactly what he was told to do. And for that, he lives in Robin's Nest in Hawaii, which drives me nuts because I wanted to be Magnum PI, Philip. Thank you very much for listening, and thank you for taking time to call. I appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Dwayne Washburn.
Hi, Shaun. How you doing? Great
Good,
show.
man.
Hey, real easy. We'll open the government. We'll give you everything you want. You folks just pass the drug test. That's all I ask.
Well,
you
Dwayne,
want freebies, you be drug free.
You know what, Dwayne? You would eliminate about 97% of all food stamps. Here's the other side of the coin. If you're going to be a child, if you're going to be subsidized like a child, then you will be treated like a child. Proving beyond a shadow of a doubt, there is no dignity in somebody else paying for you. There's none. There's none. You know, I took this for granted because we were all poor when I grew up. Everybody was struggling.
I was too.
It was rare in the 70s. You saw a guy that was wealthy. Everybody busted their ass and everybody worked. And I will never forget, we were used to arguing who was going to pay for the bill. Who was going to pay? It wasn't until I went down to the city of Chicago and met other cultures, other people raised from other cultures. And I saw, wait a minute, these guys, they don't want to pay for their friends? And then you realize the difference. You can be poor and have dignity because you were raised with it. You were raised with character. You can be rich and have none because you were raised without it. And that's the real story. Some of the lowest character, low-living scum on the earth have no character and a lot of money. Thank you very much, Dwayne. Oh, I didn't mean to hang up on you, babe. Georgie, Naperville.
Shaun, how could you be so obtuse? Don't you have any empathy for all the people that will be gambling and smoking weed on an empty stomach?
No, what I love is when the pimp, when the profiteer of welfare, the gambler, the one, what's his name, Heidner, is going to run for governor as a Republican. Has there ever been a study done? How many people since the implementation of those one-armed bandits, which, by the way, it's completely rigged. They are rigged to steal your money, which is why they're so successful at it. And then the state of Illinois pretends that it receives revenue from it. How many of those people were never on welfare, but had to because they became gambling addicts? Had to because they lost all their money. And what was the scum who were the perpetrators of that? Well, I think he's running as an Illinois Republican, isn't he? And then he was involved in that whole thing with John Boehner, the legalizing of dope, right, and the pot dispensary. How many Illinois state ex-politicians have pot dispensaries and video poker machines? Don't say Brady, because I don't know which one you're talking about, the big fat one or the little Weasley one. Same thing. And that's the scam. Cut me in or cut it out, because I don't care how much money those scumbags have. They have zero character. Zero. Joe, Southwest Side.
Hey, Shaun, you there?
I am.
Hey, I was at 22nd and First Avenue the other day, and there's a guy working the corner with his sign, any little bit will help, even prayers. And he walks up and down, doesn't make anything, and then I'm standing there watching. The lights ready to change. He pulls a handful of change out of his pocket, weeds through it with his index finger, and throws all the pennies on the ground. Now, I go to work every day, and I can't afford to throw money on the ground, but apparently this guy can. So,
Joe, I had an uncle when I was a kid used to take me to South Water Market, right? Go make a little money. He'd buy some stuff. He used to own a restaurant, and I would. When you're a kid, you feel, oh, look at this bum. What do you say, Uncle Char? Should we give him some money? He goes like this. Look at his shoes. And to this day, when you see a beggar, look at their shoes. You know what a beggar never has? Clean ones. Now look in Chicago. It's the land of the clean-shoed, new-shoed bum. It's a disgrace, and so are they. So, which is why, Joe, when they have those new backpacks and they leave them behind and they walk down traffic, I grab the backpack. Let's get some exercise. We make them run a few miles. Thank you very much, Joe. 312-642-5600.
This is the Shaun Thompson Show on AM 560. The Answer.